So, my name's Aaron. I want to inform you all about why traveling is so important to me and why it's just the best thing you can do. And so, first off, did y'all know that last year in 2018, 1.8 billion U.S. residents took trips around the world? And so, in December of last year, I was fortunate enough to be able to take one of those trips. I was able to go on a cruise to Cozumel and Belize. But those aren't the only trips I've been on. I've been to Pakistan, England, Wales, and also Canada. But first off, I want to talk about Cozumel and Belize. So while I was in Cozumel, I was really able to learn about kind of their lifestyle and learn how they were, how tourism affects them and why tourism is so important for them. And from Mexico News Daily, in 2018, tourism accounted for 8.7% of Mexico's GDP, which I just thought was just a kind of a big thing. But after I talked to some of the locals, I started going on my excursions where I was able to go swim with dolphins. And on their way to our excursion, our tour guide was talking about how everybody either provided a service or sold a product to tourists. And while there, I got this picture of me swimming with a dolphin, and just kind of every time I look at it, I kind of just remember Belize and remember how everybody there, they provided me a service of swimming with a dolphin and sold me a product of me swimming with a dolphin. And so then I went to Belize, and then when I was in Belize, I saw the same thing. Everybody was providing a service or selling a product. And export.org states tourism made up 38.1% of Belize's GDP, and that just blew me away. But while I was there, I was able to swim with sharks and rays and swim near the reefs and everything. But after we finished our excursion, we were able to talk to some of the locals and talk about how they base their lifestyle off of tourism, and they have to, that's how they live. And so while I was there, I was able to get this corny shirt. It says, "You better Belize it." But every time I look at it, I just remember the good times I had and all the, just seeing how everybody, just remembering kind of how the tour guides told us they live and how important tourism was for them. I had some of the best times of my life on that cruise, but in 2012, I had a experience that changed my life forever. And in 2012, I went to Pakistan, and while in Pakistan, I was able to see where my grandparents grew up, and I was able to see how my grandpa grew up on the poor side and how my grandma grew up on the wealthier side. But also while I was there, I was able to see how my cousins grew up in the 21st century. They showed us the new music they had, the new foods they had, and the type of clothing they wore on religious holidays. And this is Shaval Kameez, and this is a religious or a traditional outfit that we wear on religious holidays, weddings, and just big events.
1 minute.
And so while I was there, I was really able to see a different perspective of things. I was able to see why my grandparents are the way they are, and why my cousins are the way they are, and how they were raised. And so I was really just able to see basically a whole new world type of thing. And so that's why I really love traveling so much, is because I get to see different ways of lives and different ways that people support their families, and different just different views of the world. And it really makes me more grateful and a better person for being able to see that. And yeah, everybody should travel.